We have got quite the task this week. This week we are doing the One Palette 7 Days Challenge, which is a video that I saw Linda from the Glitter Fallout do first. Credit where credit's due, first of all. So I will link her channel down below, up in the cards, everywhere that it needs to go, because she gave me this idea. And before we get into the details of that, my name is Alex and welcome to Alex versus Eyeshadow. I don't know why I'm just randomly holding this brush, but over here on this channel, we love panning makeup, we love using what we have, and we love resisting being over-marketed to and over-consuming in this scary, scary world. So if those things sound like a good time to you, then please stick around. But now let's talk about the challenge. I just feel like this is the perfect challenge for this channel because it is about using the makeup that you already have and enjoying what you have. And I also feel like because I've been focused on pan those eyeshadows for so many years that I forgot to enjoy my palettes as a whole. And especially with like indie makeup palettes, which I've got into over the last few years as well, I feel like they spend all this time and love creating these beautifully curated palettes, and then I'm just dipping into one shade with 4 other random palettes and not really having the full experience of the palette. I thought this week I would hone in on one of the palettes that is in my Pan Those Eyeshadows project pan, so I'm still working on that challenge, working on that project, but I've also got this second project on the side as well. And I keep forgetting to film this intro, so we are well into the project now. This is day 6 actually of the project. The palette that we are using is the beautiful Agate Temptation by Singe Beauty, which is Angelica Nyqvist over here on YouTube's brand, if you didn't know that already. And this is this beautiful palette. Fell in love with it the minute that I saw it. I love greens, I love browns, I love oranges on me. This is like a dream colour story for me. The mattes are so beautiful and blendy. The shimmers are just beyond, out of this world. Angie knows what we want, she knows what she wants, and she knows what she's doing, and she knows how to get it. So I thought this was actually the perfect palette to use to do this challenge for the very first time. This is going to be quite a long video already, so I won't bore you with any more details. We will just get on to look number 1. Hello, so it's day 1 of the challenge and we're starting off nice and easy with an easy everyday look. We'll probably just go for some of these like super regular looking neutrals, so I was literally just thinking dark brown, light brown, gold shimmery lid. Nice and simple. Let's see how that turns out. I've already put my lipstick on as well because I knew that I was going for something quite neutral today, so I'm just wearing the Charlotte Tilbury Bullet lipstick in the shade Mi Kiss. So I'm just going to prime my lids with a bit of the Urban Decay primer potion, and I always just use the tiniest little bit when I'm priming my lids because I've got hooded eyes. You just need the thinnest layer, otherwise I feel like the primer can do more harm than good. I love this brush for going into the crease. It's a Real Techniques brush, but it doesn't have any information on it, but I just love this rounded top, just tapers off a little bit, so I love that for going into the crease. So I'm just going to go in with Metamorphic first, which is just a nice mid-brown crease shade on me, and we're just going to do that windshield wiper motion, and then I'm just going to do the same thing underneath as well, just take it underneath the eye down here. Now I'm just going to go in with my favourite brush for doing this kind of work, the Lin's Makeup Looks and Blend Bunny Collab brush. This is L02, and I'm just going to go into that darker brown shade down here, Dendritic. Just going to deepen up that outer corner, and I just like to relax my lid and just take the deepening up shade just slightly up into this little pouch where my hood is on my lid. That is my favourite shape to do on me. I just think it gives a little tiny bit of lift to the hood and opens my eyes a little bit. It just gives a little bit of lift, or the appearance of a lift. And then of course just taking this and running it underneath my eyeball as well. I think I'm going to take this Lin's Makeup Looks and Blend Bunny Collab brush in the L03, and I'm going to just go around the edge of the look with Acates, I think is maybe how you say that, I'm not sure. That's how I would say it, but I'm probably wrong. These are very sciencey words, so I'm sorry if I'm wrong, but I'm not a scientist. So I'm just going to dip into there, tap it off a little bit, and just very lightly just go around the edge of this blend as like a final blending colour. That has added just a little something, and I really enjoy using these pukey yellowy shades on me, so So I'm just going to do the same thing to this eye. So that's all the mattes we're going to lay down for this look. I'm just going to do a little dab of my glitter primer. This is a recent addition to my collection, and I do find that it does improve some of my shades. Some of them, they don't really need anything else, and I think this palette is one of those shades that probably doesn't really even benefit from having a glitter primer, because the shimmers are so impactful all on their own. They don't even need the help. So I'm now just going to go in with this absolutely beautiful gilded shade, which is just this sort of bronzy goldy shade, and that's going to go all over the lid. And I'm just going to go in with my finger because I just find it a lot easier to do that with shimmers. It is meant to be easy every day, this look. You haven't got to be mega precise. This is going to be something that, I mean, I would wear most of my looks to work anyway, but if you're a sensible person, this is meant to be what a potentially more sensible person would wear to work. I am glad I added that little bit of the Akati shade around the outside, because I think that ties in with the gold a little bit more. I'm just going to go back in with a little bit of dendritic and just make sure that the blend is sealed, so there's not any harsh lines between the two. And then I have really been enjoying a matte inner corner highlight at the minute, but there isn't a matte inner corner highlight that would really work for this colour way that I've gone for, because the Chalcedony is a pale green. It probably could still work, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to go right in with Silica, this shimmer down here. I just love these brushes. I'm just going to go in with the L04 from the Lin's Makeup Looks and Blend Bunny collab. Oh, I actually really like that as an inner corner. Oh, that's nice. I feel like that is what Angelica probably had in mind when she made this shade, was that it's going to be a shimmery inner corner highlight that she likes, because I know that she prefers having a matte inner corner highlight as well. I'm happy with that. That is cute. So I'm just going to do my mascara and eyeliner. I feel like you could do this without a wing, but I need a wing. I'm a wing. It's just who I am. I need a wing. So I'm just going to do my wing quickly off camera, and then my mascara, and I'll come back and we'll just talk about the finished look. This is look number 1. This might not be easy every day for everybody, but we just quickly slapped on a crease shade, a deepening up shade, a shimmer, and then an inner corner highlight, and then I had to interfere and just do another little colour around the outside, but that could have been skipped and made it even more easy every day. So let's move on to day number 2. Welcome to day 2 of I Get Temptation. So today's brief is monochromatic, and I have already done this look once already, but I really enjoyed it, so we're going to do it again. I actually thought I'd filmed it, but I hadn't. First things first, as always, is a little bit of primer. And we're just using the Urban Decay Primer Potion. It's an oldie, but it's a goldie. It's one of them, isn't it? I was trying the NYX one, but it went off before I could finish it. There's not much I hate more than a makeup product that goes off before you could ever dream of finishing it. Like, what's the point? Make better products. So we're just going to use this row and maybe this crystallized shade down here as well. Would it be one of my videos without a Lin's Makeup Looks and Blend Bunny collab brush? No, it wouldn't. So we're using the L06 today, and we're going straight into that lovely bright green. Well, that's obviously bright green. We're going into this geode shade here, and we're going to be feathering that through the crease. Oh, look at it. It's beautiful. So I'm being very light-handed to start with, just because these thin shades are so impactful. I don't want them to run away with me. And then we're also just going to take this under the eye as well. So I guess this is going to be a similar sort of shape to yesterday, to be honest. It's just a bit more of a dramatic colour combo. So it's a little bit less every day. Oh, I love that. I love these greens. I love green eyeshadow. And then we're just going to take another Lin's Makeup Looks and Blend Bunny collab brush. I swear I have all the brushes. It's just, I absolutely love these. And we're going to go in with the Man of the Hour, which is Plume, which is in our Pan Those Eyeshadows project pan as well. This lovely deep dark green. It doesn't matter how much I use it. It will look the same forever. It's just a very firmly pressed shade. And we're just going to deepen up in the outer corners with this. I might tap that off a bit, it's looking a bit fallouty. And then also just run this under the lash line as well. Now I'm just going to take this Spectrum A12 brush. See, I do have other brushes. I'm going to go in with Banded, which is the bright lime green here that just speaks to my soul. We're going to fluff her lightly around the edge of everything. Look how that transforms that into just this glowy looking look. It looks like the eyeshadow is glowing. See the difference? Love it. I love it. I'm giving glitter primer a go at the minute, so I've just got this NYX one. And we're just going to put a little dot of her on each lid. That's quite a lot actually, but that's okay. Just spread this over the lids. I'm just going to use my finger. We're just going to go in with Quartz, which is this spectacular green shimmer. And we're just going to put that. Oh, every time I put this on my face, it blows my mind. Every single time. So we're focusing that on the centre into the outer corner of the lid. We're just going to finish up with Crystallized, which is this light green to peachy, fiery peach duochrome. It's a lot more of like a finer texture than Quartz. And we're just going to take that in the inner corner. Oh my god, wow. I'm really trying not to become a palette hoarder because it's no good to anyone really. But Singe's formula is just really special. You can tell Angelica spends a lot of time and effort on getting these formulas to just the highest standard. Oh, look at that. Just going to finish up now with our inner corner highlight. And of course, we're going to go into this Chalcedony shade here, which is this lovely sort of seafoam sort of colour. We're just going to pop that in our inner corner. And I've been so enjoying a matte inner corner highlight at the minute. I actually just think it completes the look so much better than a shimmer. Just doing this with yet another Lin's Makeup Lux brush. This is the L04 and I love this for an inner corner highlight. It's just the right sort of size and shape to get into there. Finally, we'll just go into this shade here, Translucent, which is a iridescent shimmer. And I'm just going to layer that over the Chalcedony because that is my dream inner corner highlight at the minute. A pastel matte with a iridescent shimmer over the top. So there we are. I'm just going to throw on a wing. I'm sorry, I know that people find a wing for every look boring, but it's just who I am. So I'm going to throw in a wing, some mascara and a fun lip, and I will be back with the finished look. So this is our final look. I've been really enjoying actually this Glossier Pro Tip Black Felt Liner at the minute. So that is what I'd use to do my wing this time. Then I just used my Rare Beauty mascara, and then I went in with the Revolution Satin Kiss lip liner, and this is in the shade TJIF, and it is Friday today as well, so that's pretty cool. Then I just went over everything on my lips with this NYX, what are these called? Colour adjusting lip oil. I did not. Usually colour adjusting stuff is that horrific pink, but this is a fun deep red. Anyway, I used this NYX and Wednesday collab lip oil in the shade Thorn Pricked, which is this lovely deep red. And together I've just got this, like, with the brown, this lovely reddy brown glossy lip, which I'm very much enjoying with the green. Yeah, so this is day number 2, and I hope you like it. And I'll see you for day number 3 now. It's day 3 of our Agate Temptation Bonanza. Today the brief is Smoky Drama, and I need plume all over the lid. That's just got to happen. And then I think we're going to make it look all fun and glowy with maybe a mixture of these two. And then we're just going to like tap sparkles all over it. I've already laid down my eye primer, just a nice thin layer of the Urban Decay Primer Potion. And I'm going to go in with this Spectrum A07 brush. It's like a nice fat fluffy brush. I'm just going to pack this all over the lid. I'm aiming to get the dark green packed just onto my crease, so we're going to be using a lot of plume today, which is good because it is in my Pan Those Eyeshadows project pan. Just totally covering the lid with plume, and blending up to just above my crease. Because my eyes are hooded, we've got quite a way to go to blend up to the crease. So you can see when I lean right in like this that I've blended just above my crease. So that means that when I put my neck shade on, it'll blend into that rather than it just looking like dark green, light green with no blend in between. But that means I've had to cover quite a lot of my lid with the dark green because I've got hooded lids. Now I'm just going in with this Lynn's Makeup Looks and Blend Bunny collab brush and just going under, running this underneath my lash line as well. And this is the L02, yeah. It's looking kind of crazy at the minute, but I think it's going to work out just how I dreamed. So I'm now just going to go in with this Spectrum A12 brush with this little fluffy end. And I think I'm just going to skip past geode and go straight into banded and just fluff around the edge because I don't want this to blow out too much, as I don't like when eyeshadow reaches all the way up to my eyebrow because it tends to drag my heavy brow down even more. And sort of going over the edge of Plume, and we're just going to start blending these two shades together, hopefully, and then running that underneath the eye as well. That is exactly what we were trying to do. I love it. Next, obviously, I think we're just going to do the inner corner and we're going to go into Chalcedony. I love this as an inner corner highlight from this palette. So if I'm doing a green look, this is going in my inner corner. No questions asked. Look how much brightness that just brings to the inner corner. And I might just go back in with one or two just to re-intensify in areas that I want it. I'm actually super happy with this look just how it is, but I think we do need to add some sparkle. So I'm going to go into translucent with my finger and just pat it on all over. Or do I want just it in the centre? Because even that, do I want it just in the centre or do I want it all over? Oh, I don't know. Let's do it all over. Yeah, I made the right call. Oh my God, I love this. I love this. I love that. Wow. I'm so pleased with that. Tell me that's not smoky drama. Tell me it's not. I'm just going to go and do my eyeliner. Of course, I'm putting a wing on it. Eyeliner, mascara, throw on a lip, sort out my hair, and we'll zoom out and just have some final thoughts on this look. And this is look number 3 complete. I'm very happy with it. My hair's doing a bit of a crazy thing on this side, so we'll ignore that. I just went in with my Glossier Pro Tip liner and my Rare Beauty mascara, and I did the exact same lip combo as yesterday as well because I really enjoyed it. You'll have just seen it, so it was my Makeup Revolution liner in TGIF and this NYX and Wednesday Thorn Pricked Lip Oil. Hope you like day number 3, and I'll see you for day number 4 right now. Happy day 4 of Agate Temptation. Today's brief is a halo eye. So I'm thinking we've rinsed the greens. I know we've done a lot of work with the greens, so I'm going to go up into these grungy greens a bit more now. Some of my favourite colours to wear, these kinds of mucky yucky, khaki, olivey, mustardy greens. We all know how a halo eye works. I am just going to quickly start with Plume just as my darkest shade, mainly just because it's in my Pan Those Eyeshadows project pan and I want to get some use on it. This is the Spectrum A16 brush and I'm just going to go into my inner corner with this. I'm actually not that good at halo eyes. I tend to let them get out of control. It's a little bit easier with one of these brushes because you can really just tuck it into the curve of your eyeball there. And then we're just going to do the same. Actually, I haven't even washed it or anything. I'll just get my Old Faithful L02 that's still got Plume on it from yesterday. Just doing that in the outer corner. I have obviously already got my face makeup on and everything, and already got eye primer on as well. I'm just forever using the Urban Decay primer. And then just running this along the bottom lash line as well. I think because my under eye is quite crepey, a top and bottom halo eye. It kind of just gets lost in the wrinkles on me, if I'm being honest, so I'm not going to do that today. So that is all we are aiming for so far with the darkest shade that we're going to use, which is Plume. I think I skipped the recording on that by accident, so we'll just do the other eyes. We're using the L03 Lin's Makeup Looks and Blend Bunny collab brush. We're just going to sort of go over the top of what we did with Plume, basically, and just inch out a tiny little bit into creating this halo, and maybe also start carving our way up into the brow bone as well, and of course running it along the lower lash line too. And then the bit that I'm most scared of, just going into that in a little pocket there. These thin shadows blend together so easily, it's not as stressful. We're just going to go in with a slightly bigger, slightly fluffier brush. This is the Spectrum A12 brush. It's just a little bit fluffier, a little bit bigger, and we're going to go into Moss, taking it under and just round the edge of everything that we've done. Finally, we're going to do Chalcedony, my favourite shade of all time apparently. I feel like all I do is talk about it. I'm just going to do that in the middle of the lid to finish the halo eye, and then we'll do translucent over the top of that. If I swatch translucent, it is just a little bit too translucent to go in there on its own, so I'm just going to do Chalcedony in the middle and then top it over it. So I'm going to take this L05 brush and be quite generous in the middle of my lid here with Chalcedony, and look at the pigment of that. For a shade of that light to show up like that on me, and I know that I'm not really that dark, but light shades do struggle on my skin tone still. Just blending that up into that moss shade that we put down in the crease. For the moment I've been waiting for, we're going to go in with translucent just on that centre to do our halo eye. Just going in with the finger and focusing it on that centre bit there, and then just blending it outwards. That is our halo eye. I don't know if I am sure. I'm not sure. Honestly, I don't love a halo eye on me just because of my hooded lids. I just feel like it doesn't really work. Let me go and put my liner, mascara, do a lip on, floof my hair out, and maybe I'll feel a bit better about it. This is the complete look. Again, like, ignore my hair. It's been very, very crazy lately. I forgot to do an inner corner highlight, so I just got Chalcedony, of course, and just popped that in my inner corner. Then used the same mascara, same eyeliner. Then I just used my Melba Warm Peach lip liner. This is the Pout Liner by Makeup Revolution, and my NYX Smooth Whip in the shade Kitty Belly. And I've not actually worn these two together. This was missing for a long time, so I haven't worn these two together yet, and I really actually like them together. I thought I'd have a bit of a pink and green moment. Not 100% sure about this look. I don't think it's my best work, but I'll see you on day 5. Welcome to day 5 of Agate Temptation Bonanza. Today we are doing a 5-minute look, so a look that takes 5 minutes to do. I've got this clock here because I film on my phone, so I'm using this to time myself. So when we get to 1:30, we will go. Oh, we're on 30, let's go. So almost no pan left behind this, but we've got these two left here to use, these two oranges. So we're going to dig into those today. So first we're going to go into Volcanic with this beautiful Real Techniques domed brush with a bit of a taper towards the end. I really love this for working on my crease. Just taking that orange into the crease. Oh my god, this orange is beautiful. These mattes are so pigmented, I'm just being careful that that's not too much that I've picked up on the brush. And then just windshield wiper motioning that into the crease as normal. And then just as the product's starting to run out on the brush, I'm then working on the outside of the shadow just to blend that into my skin, because we're not going to blend this into anything else. We're just going to use this orange on its own. And then, of course, take it under the lower lash line. Okay, 1 minute has passed. Oh. Next, we're going to take this Real Techniques brush and go into Dendritic, the dark brown, just to deepen up a little bit. And this is the L02, deepening up that outer corner and that lower lash line real quick. Oh my god, I've got 2 minutes left. I would go in with glitter primer, but I really just don't think that this shade uses it and it's going to eat into my time. So I'm now just going to go in with Fire, which is this amazing fiery orange shimmer. And I don't actually know if I've worn this on my lid just yet. I can't remember. That is beautiful. Look at that. So I'm just going to go in real quick with my finger. Oh, wow. I love that. Then we're going to go in with our favourite L04 brush into Silica, which is this lovely champagne shade down here for inner corner highlight. It is 1:35 and we are done with the eyeshadow. I actually think it's come out a little bit uneven. This side is definitely less. I definitely rushed this side. If I wasn't also talking away, I probably would have done better there. So I'm just going to tidy that up a little bit, put my mascara on and my lips and my eyeliner. And actually, I might not do a wing today. This is look number 5. I actually really love this. I did sort of clean up this eye a little bit and just get it to match this one a little bit more. I really like the oranges on me, and I've also been persuaded not to do a wing today by how much I like the colours. Same mascara that I have been using, and then I just went in again with my Makeup Revolution plumping lip liner in Warm Peach Melbow that's in my project pan, and also my Charlotte Tilbury Mi Kiss lipstick that's in my project pan. I will see you now for day number 5. For day 6 of Agate Temptation, the brief that Linda used was rainbow, and I don't think we quite have enough colours in this to do a rainbow, so I'm just going to try and bring the green and orange together. We haven't done that yet. We've had very separate camps. We've had our orange looks, our brown looks, our green looks, our grungy looks, but we've not actually brought any of the colours together yet. And I actually think this palette works really well in having colours that integrate the greens and oranges together. So I think we're going to do like the brownie orange outer corner, bold green inner corner, and then maybe bring them together with some shimmers. Okay, so already got my base makeup done, and I've already got eye primer on, Urban Decay Primer Potion, of course. First, we're going to go into Dendritic, this dark brown, and we're going to use the Lin's Makeup Looks and Blend Bunny collab brush, L02. Do I use anything else in my outer corner ever? No. And we're just, as I said, going into the outer corner with this, just teasing around the edge because we want a nice bit of depth on this outer corner. And I find if you go in with the dark shade first, that's the shade that's more prominent, whereas if you go in with the light shade first, that ends up being the more prominent shade and you get a little bit less depth in the look. And I am, again, just carving that slightly up into my crease, just because that's what I like to do. I just feel like it gives me a little bit of lift because I've got quite hooded lids. I'm sure I've said that a million times in this video. We're going to go in with Volcanic next, which was this beautiful orange that I loved yesterday. I feel like I've slept on this orange, and we're just taking that around the edge of what we've already done with Dendritic and just smoking that out a bit. I love that. That is very special. And I'm literally just going around the edge of everything that I've done with Dendritic, making sure I'm blending out that edge. I don't want to go too far into the centre because I still need to put my greens down on the other side, and green and orange together just make more brown, and we don't want this to start looking muddy. And then we're going to work on the inner. So I feel like being brave today. I'm not going to use Chalcedony as my inner corner. I'm actually going to use Banded as my inner corner. I'm still going to go in with the Lin's Makeup Looks L04 because that's my favourite inner corner brush. Just tap that on the inner corner. I feel like this is going to be a very, very fun look. Oh, I do like that. And then I'm just going to start working this up across the lid a bit as well. Finally, for the mattes, I'm going to go into Geode, which is this more mid-toned green here. And I think I'm just going to use this. No, I'm not going to use the same brush just in case I need to re-intensify. I'm going to take this other small stubby Spectrum A13 brush, which has got a little stubby end, and go into Geode with that. This is quite good for packing colour on as well because it's so dense. So I'm just going to tap that off a little bit, and then... Oh, wow. Okay. I'm scared of this getting out of control very quickly, so I'm going to be very gentle with this brush. Very light touches against my lid. So just doing very light touches on my lid, holding the brush right at the end so that we're not getting too much pressure because I don't want this to start running away from me. And I'm running that under the lower lash line as well. We have fulfilled the brief of rainbow, pretty much. Do we go quartz on the inner, fire on the outer, crystallized to bring them together, or just straight in with crystallized? Am I trying to do too much? I just feel like my days with this palette are ending. I want to get as much use in those shades as possible. I'm going to live a little. I'm going to try and fit all three on. This is the A16 by Spectrum, and it's just a flat brush. I'm not going to do glitter primer because I feel like Singe's shadows don't really need it either. So, and I don't want to mess more than I have to. Yeah, we're just not getting the same amount of impact as we would with a finger. Look at that, just from tapping with my finger. I think that's probably what I'm going to do. Tap lightly with my finger, then smooth out with the brush. And then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to flip the brush over and use the other side that hasn't got green on. And do the same thing with fire on the outer corner. Oh, this is actually a slightly different texture. It might be okay on the brush. No, it's just not as good on a brush. I've never been the type of person that can make a shimmer work for me off a brush though. I've seen people do it and I don't know what their trick is. I feel like I've tried both of the tricks that I've seen. So I'm just going to use my finger and try and be as precise as I can. The moment we've all been waiting for, I'm just going to get crystallized on my finger. It's an amazing shade. It's very finely milled, but the duochrome is very impressive. It really brings the two parts of the palette together. So I'm just going to run that all over the centre of my lid, unifying everything. Yeah. I'm just pushing back and forth amongst the other shimmers that I've laid down, just so that I can get a good blend between all three. Oh, this is such a fun look. This is way more fun than I would normally dare to go. But I feel like we fulfilled the brief of rainbow here as well. We've done all the colours, all the rainbow. I quite like it. I do like it. It's not a very me look. I don't think this is a look that I would wear out. Most of my looks I would happily wear to work, but I feel like this wouldn't be a work look. I'm just going to do my lips, liner, mascara, sort out my hair, and I will be back with the finished look. So this is the final look. I've just done my hair. I'm just going to keep it up to date. I think it needs a wash again already. I went in with the same eyeliner and did a wing. I just felt like it would make the look feel a little bit more me. And same mascara, same lip liner that I have been using, which is the Makeup Revolution Satin Kiss in the shade TGIF, which is just like a deeper warm brown. And then I've also got the Cosmic Brushes Bullet Lipstick on, and this is in the shade Salem, which is a lovely warm orange shade, which I thought would go with this look a bit and grunge it up a little bit, because I feel like I look a little bit like I'm going to the carnival or something. I do like the look, it's just not very me. The final day tomorrow, day number 7. I'll see you tomorrow. It's the last day, it's day number 7. The brief for day number 7 is an Instagram inspiration. I have found this beautiful look by an Instagram creator called Hayden Haunts, and I'll put it up here for you to see because I can't hold it up on my phone because I'm filming on my phone. I don't think I'm going to do the gems in the look just because I don't own any gems, and I'm also not interested in owning any gems. It's just extra bits of stupid plastic to have around the house, which I can't be bothered with. We're going to go in one more time with Agate Temptation, and we're going down into this old friend, it feels like now, the dark brown dendritic. And we're going in with the Spectrum A07 brush and packing that all over the lid. On Hayden Haunts' profile, it does say that she uses a mix of this palette and the Galactic Visitor palette. I don't actually have the Galactic Visitor palette, and even if I did, I wouldn't use it for this look just because obviously it's one palette every day. So I couldn't use the palette even if I had it. So we're just going to try and do the best we can with one of the two palettes at our disposal, which is fine. So similar to the look that I did where I packed the green all over the lid, I'm packing this dark brown all over the lid and then just making sure that it is visible above my crease when my eye is open, so we haven't quite got there yet. Just going to keep blending that up slowly until we see it there. There it is. There it is. See it appear above my crease like that. And then I'm just going to make sure, I don't think I made sure I packed hard enough on the lid when I did the green. And we're going to bring that, I think I'm going to use this thick brush still as well to bring that under the lower lash line. Because it's a very, very blown out look, very, very dramatic. I feel like this is the smoky drama that we've all actually been waiting for. Probably should have done an orange blush today. That would have worked so much better for this look, but I didn't think. I just went into pink brush autopilot. I feel like we could just have this smoked out on its own and then a black wing over the top of that. I would love that. Now I'm going to take my Lin's Makeup Looks and Blend Bunny collab brush L05 and we're going to go into Volcanic, this orange that I've just fallen in love with whilst doing this challenge. And we're just going to take this all the way around the outside of everything that we've done so far. Layering it almost on top of that dendritic shade that we have already laid down. I feel like it sort of goes down into this sort of shape, it drags downwards. So down here I'm going to come quite low with this new shade, with this Volcanic shade. I'm going to bring this way further down compared to what I would normally do. Just inching into my blush and highlighter a little bit with it. And then when we add the next shade, we'll take that even further. So we're just going to go into Acatees now, which is this lovely mustard yellow. Going in with a bigger, fluffier brush. This is the L06. And that's going to go all the way around everything again. Almost layering on top of that Volcanic shade that we put down. And then slightly going further out as well. Yes, I think that has captured the look that she has done a bit more now. Hers just looks so glossy and dramatic, but hopefully when we add some shimmers, I'll be able to get it there. We have different eye shapes. She has no hood. She has this beautiful arched brow, which means I can't exactly capture that look on my eye shape, I don't think. I think the key is we don't want any harsh lines left over in this look. Everything just has to be blended out until the very, very edge. I'm absolutely loving this. I feel like if 13-year-old Alex had this eyeshadow palette, this is how I would have looked every day. I'm just going to lightly press Gilded, this lovely bronze shade, just over my lid and then leave the rest blank. And I'm being very lightly with this, just going in with my finger. I think that is correct. And then I think just take a little bit out across here as well. Sort of like a finger wing, if you will. I think it's a shade that's not in this palette that has been used for the inner corner highlight. So I'm just going to use Silica, this lovely champagne shade. And of course we're using the L04 for that. I'm just popping that in the inner corner. I think I've already said that I've actually become a matte inner corner person over this last year. I used to be a shimmer inner corner person because the more shimmer the better. But I actually just think a matte can be a lot more brightening. I am loving that. The only thing though is my soul wants me to put a wing on it. Like my heart wants me to put a wing on it, but I know that's not the brief. That is not what we're doing. I am going to put a black liner in my waterline, which I don't normally do because I think it makes my eyes look smaller. Put on a mascara, put on a lip, get my hair out, and we will come back and discuss the final look and the end of this video. So this is the final look of the challenge and I am obsessed. I'm obsessed. I love this look. I think this is easily my favourite look of the week and I would wear this. I wouldn't wear this to work, but I would wear this on like a non-work day casually. Like go for brunch, go for lunch, have a little day out somewhere, have a like city day out somewhere or something. I would definitely wear this, but I would throw a wing onto this. Like if a wing on this would literally be life-changing. All the credit to Hayden Haunts for inspiring me to create this look, and the rest of the credit goes to Linda from the Glitter Fallout. And then also thank you to Singe Beauty for spending the week with me. I very much enjoyed working with this palette. It's super versatile. I feel like The only look that I was a bit disappointed with was the look that the halo eye that I did, and I think it's just because I used Plume as the darkest shade, just because I wanted to get that extra use on my project pan, so it ended up just looking a lot similar to the other looks that I was doing, and what I pictured in my head isn't what came out. It ended up just looking like the other green looks that I'd done because Plume was in there once again, stealing the show. I have really loved this palette. I think I've already said the quality is amazing. I don't know what this piece of hair is doing, but overall I have very much enjoyed this challenge, even though it has been a lot of work. So if you did enjoy this video, please do give me a like. It will really help the channel out and will motivate me to want to do this again in another couple of months. And if you do like panning content and other makeup content, then do make sure that you subscribe as well. I would love to have you over here. We do have a lot of fun. But other than that, this video is probably 10 million hours long at this stage, so I'm gonna leave it there. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, take care.